Hi guys! Today we are going to learn how to formally close a project. Now, there is a process we have to follow when we are closing a project, and there are some really good, useful benefits we see from doing such a thing. The reality is that, not a lot of project managers do this. Not a lot of organizations, pay attention to this. A lot of experienced project managers don't even know what that formal closing is like. Now, if you're someone who works in the IT industry just like myself, then you probably know that closing or thinking about that part of our project work, how to formally close projects is probably something that we don't even, consider during the planning of our projects when we create those project plans. When projects are not closed properly, it actually prevents the organizations from getting better at project management and also minimizes all the value that they can possibly achieve from doing these projects. So it's a big loss for the organizations, and organizations have just started to really think about, how to do this closing work. Should project managers be leading this closing work, and what all they can achieve from it, because they're seeing the benefits. All right, now it's becoming more and more common. So there is a lot to gain from properly closing down projects, and project managers need to be aware of what that process is like. How do we properly close our projects? Now, when there is no proper closing, then there is no future learning at the organization. No value enhancement and no getting better at project management techniques. All right, so that is a big issue for organizations, especially in these days when we are becoming more and more project savvy as a business, as an organization. We're doing more and more projects, so it's really critical for us to think about, how do we get better at this project management techniques? How do we do better project management? How do we run our projects in a better manner, right? How do we get the most we can as a return? Because when there is no proper formal closing happening in a project, then there is no record keeping. So there are no final reports. There aren't historical files available to the future project managers. So formal closing gives us that. It gives us a lot of lessons learned. It gives us a lot of information about how this project went about, what type of problems we saw in this project, how did the team and the project manager resolve those, what kind of change requests were incorporated here, what was the impact of some of those change requests, what was the impact of some of the risk we saw in that project, and the outcome of those risks. It helps the organizations refine their strategies, because again, projects are not just a task at an organization. They have a part in the strategic plans at that organization. Every project an organization does actually helps them meet a goal, a strategic goal. So projects are important, and doing these projects successfully is also important for the organization's strategic plans and goals. So when we do formal closing, organizations get a lot of lessons learned. There is a lot of learning that's available to future project managers who may be doing now similar projects at that organization. Organizations get to see, what worked in a certain project for them and what they need to change so that they are able to do project management in a better way. So formal closing gives us these returns. All right, so for irrespective of the project we're doing, we want to do a proper closing to the project, irrespective of the outcome of the project, right? Whether this is a successful, a failed project, a terminated project, it does not matter. There needs to be a proper closing that is done at the project level so that the organization reaps all these benefits from it.